All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive with me.
And Hi, everyone.
Yeah, so today we're going to be diving into something a little different, something that I think a lot of people can relate to. We're going international.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, so we found this really interesting blog post, actually.
Oh, cool.
It's titled In Korean or AI, which translates to overseas traffic ticket.
Great.
And this post, it tells a personal story about this person's husband who received a speeding ticket while he was abroad.
I've been there.
And it also includes like this kind of unexpected confession about his past driving experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really going to be interesting to kind of explore not just the logistics of international fines, but also like the cultural differences and personal experiences they can reveal, right?
Absolutely. I think this is a topic that so many people can relate to, whether they've experienced it firsthand or just heard stories from friends and family,
Right, exactly.
It's a universal experience getting a ticket.
Yeah, so let's jump right into this story.
Mm.
So the author's husband is abroad, right? And suddenly he gets this email about a speeding ticket.
Oh, no!
And his first reaction is so funny, he forwards the email to his wife with a crying emoji.
I can just imagine the panic setting in.
Right, like who hasn't been there, right?
Absolutely.
Like that feeling of, oh, no, like I just got caught.
Yeah, it's a universal symbol of, oh.
Exactly. And the details in the story, they're really what caught my attention. He was clocked going 86 in a 60-kilometer-per-hour zone.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's a pretty big difference, right?
Yeah, that's significant.
And it kind of made me wonder, how much do speed limits in their enforcement actually vary between countries, right?
That's a great point. I think it's something a lot of people don't really think about until they're in that situation. Each country has its own unique set of rules and regulations when it comes to driving.
Right. And even like within a country, right? Like different regions can have different speed limits. Like here in the U.S., like I know some states are way stricter than others.
Right. And it's not just about the speed limits themselves, but also how strictly they're enforced, right?
Yeah.
Like you mentioned Germany with the Autobahn, there are sections with no speed limit. But in other areas, exceeding the limit can lead to some pretty hefty fines and even points on your license, which can affect your insurance rates even when you get back home.
Wow.
Yeah, it's serious stuff.
So it's not even just about avoiding a ticket on your trip. Like there can be long-term consequences too.
Exactly. It's important to be aware of those potential repercussions.
Now, the email also mentioned this 30 euro processing fee and instructions to contact the court directly. I mean, that seems straightforward enough, right? But imagine, like, trying to navigate that whole process in a foreign language.
Yeah.
With unfamiliar legal procedures, it could be a nightmare.
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely a good reminder to do your research before you travel. Familiarize yourself with the local traffic laws and regulations just in case something like this happens.
Yeah, knowing where to find reliable information could save you a lot of stress and hassle.
For sure, for sure.
Okay, but here's where the story gets really interesting. Out of curiosity, the author asks her husband, who's lived abroad before, if he's ever gotten a speeding ticket in the U.S.
Oh.
And his response is priceless. He's like, plenty of times. Once I even went to court, it was scary.
Wow.
Talk about a plot twist, right?
That's a pretty big revelation.
Right. He's all anxious about this ticket he got abroad, but he's almost nonchalant about his own history of traffic violations back home.
Right.
It makes you wonder, like, is there a difference in perception?
Absolutely. I think it really highlights how cultural differences play a role, not just in driving habits, but also in how we perceive and respond to these rules.
Right. Maybe in his home country, speeding just isn't seen as that serious of an offense.
It's possible, and there's research that actually supports that idea.
Oh, really?
Studies have shown that in countries with stricter enforcement and harsher penalties for traffic violations, drivers tend to be more cautious.
Makes sense.
But in countries with a more lenient approach, there might be a more relaxed attitude towards speeding, even if it means a higher tolerance for it.
So it's like a cultural thing almost.
It really is, and I think the story really underscores the importance of being aware of these cultural nuances when you're traveling.
Yeah, absolutely. Like international travel can come with these unexpected legal situations.
For sure, and it's not just about traffic tickets. Understanding local customs and laws, whether it's about driving, public behavior, dress code, anything really.
Right.
It's crucial for being a respectful and responsible traveler.
Totally agree. So as you're planning your next adventure, don't forget to do your homework on the local laws and customs. It might not be the most fun part of trip planning.
Right.
It can definitely save you from some unexpected headaches down the road.
Absolutely. And, there are resources available to help you with this, like the U.S. Department of State website, the U.K. Foreign Office website. They offer country-specific travel advice, including information on driving regulations.
Oh, yeah, that's a good tip.
And also, organizations like the AA, they have an international driving permits website, which can help make sure you have the proper documentation for driving abroad.
Awesome. So many resources out there.
Yeah, definitely take advantage of them.
So as we wrap up today's deep dive, I want to leave you with this thought. Have you ever encountered any unexpected legal situations while traveling?
That's a good question.
It's a reminder that even in our increasingly globalized world, different countries have different rules. And understanding those rules can make a huge difference in having a smooth and enjoyable trip.
It can really make or break your experience.
So stay curious, keep exploring the world, but maybe brush up on those local traffic laws before you rent that car.
Safe travels, everyone.
All right, thanks for joining us for another deep dive. We'll see you next time.
Bye.